Donald Trump finna give out refunds, y'all. Let's get into it. So y'all know how the federal court reversed the ban that was on Trump's tariffs, right? They reversed it. They reversed it today. And you know how they reversed it today? They had to appeal. Trump's team had to appeal to the Court of International Trade. Yes, there is a specific court, a specific federal court that oversees trades and tariffs and things like that. So they had to appeal to that court today. So there were specifically several things that Trump's team promised the Court of International Trade. What they put in writing or what they promised was that if upon the final ruling that the Trump tariffs are ruled illegal by either the Supreme Court or this Court of International Trade, if the final ruling was that these tariffs that he put in place were unconstitutional or illegal, then he would issue a refund to all the businesses that got harmed. This is what Trump's legal team put into writing. Okay, so he's on the hook to pay the businesses back if this ruling comes down. See, what happened was they asked for a stay of the ruling. The ruling was these tariffs are unconstitutional. Today, or no, I'm sorry, Friday, they put in writing that they were going to pay back every person if the final ruling from the Court of International Trade and the Supreme Court's decision ended up going outside of their favor, not in the Trump's favor. So either way it goes, these small businesses, big businesses are going to get a refund or they're going to get reprieve. He's going to issue refunds if the final verdict goes against him. So they had to do that, right? They had to do that. Begged, pleaded. They had to do all of these things because this Court of International Trade said your tariffs are illegal because you're not supposed to be doing tariffs. You're not supposed to be putting tariffs in place. That is the job of Congress, to put tariffs in place. You are overstepping your bounds. So they immediately struck down those Liberation Day trade tariffs. They immediately struck those down on Thursday. Trump's team came back Friday and said, we'll pay everybody back. You don't worry about it. If you guys tell us that it's truly unconstitutional, truly illegal what we're doing, we'll pay everybody back. See, most people don't know that. Most people think, oh, okay, Trump can do his tariffs now. Oh, he good. It's all good. No, it ain't all good. No, it ain't all good because this court of International Trade is the arbiter of all things trade, all things tariff. They know the Constitution. They know exactly what's going on and what can be done. My understanding is the president can't make tariffs. Only Congress can make tariffs. So Trump is overstepping his bounds. So they let him appeal and find out what's going on. So he wanted to appeal. They whined and cried until they put a stay on their stopping of his chairs. The next ruling for this is going to be June 9th. That's the final decision on June 9th, unless the Supreme Court takes it up. I'm assuming they're not probably going to take it up. This court, the Court of International Trade, they are the final say in that. I think, I'm not sure. You got into the 9th. For these trade deals to be in place. Otherwise, no go, and he's gonna be paying everybody back. United States Treasury is gonna be paying everybody back. Now we're going to listen to Lawrence O'Donnell from MSNBC state what exactly happened and why people didn't hear about it. Why? Play the clip.
Department's request to pause the ruling in the case. But even those reports don't find the reason why the appeals court did that. The federal appeals court didn't give a reason why they did it. The federal appeals court unanimously granted a temporary pause in last night's ruling by the United States Court of International Trade, saying today, quote, the request for an immediate administrative stay is granted. These cases are temporarily stayed until further notice while this court considers the motions papers.
Now, so basically that means you got until the 9th. I think it's the 9th. And once that 9th comes about, then they're going to make their final decision. And then the Trump administration is going to have to accept that decision, or they may appeal to the Supreme Court. We don't know. And let's finish.
And that's all the appeals court said. They don't have to say why they were doing that. And they did not say why they stayed the case until at least June 9th, which is now the deadline they issued for briefs from both sides to be fully submitted to the appeals court.
Now, so both sides are going to argue why they need to have these tariffs in place or why they don't need to have these tariffs in place. And it's up to the burden of proof is on the Trump administration. And seeing as how legal experts have said that this is unconstitutional, I don't know whether they're going to be able to overturn that unless the Supreme Court overturns it. And Supreme Court has been going against Trump all this time. So if the Supreme Court been going against Trump since the beginning of his second term, he might be ass out. We never know. You never know.
One of the key factors in issuing a stay during an appeal like this is that the stay will not harm the other side. When you're asking for a stay, you have to make it clear to the court that the stay won't harm the other side in the case. And so on page 25 of the Trump lawyers pleading to the appeals court today for a stay in the case, Donald Trump's lawyers put this promise from Donald Trump in writing to the appeals court, quote, if tariffs imposed on plaintiffs during these appeals are ultimately held unlawful, then the government will issue refunds to plaintiffs, including any post-judgment interest that accrues.
So basically, that means the businesses don't have nothing to lose. They have until the 9th to come up with a good enough excuse for these tariffs. Right now, there's a temporary stay that says these tariffs can go on. But what has been going on in the market with these tariffs, with these negotiations? I ain't heard nothing about any kind of negotiation. So who knows what's going on? But we do know this, according to this Court of International Trade, these tariffs are illegal. So maybe they can help. Maybe you have a better appeal. Maybe you have a better precedent. Maybe the other side, Trump side, can come up with a better excuse to deal with these tariffs, to have these tariffs. They got until the 9th. So basically you got 8 days, you got a week to come up with something. Otherwise, y'all gonna be ass out.
And a huge amount of interest could accrue on the tariffs that have already been paid. So there's Donald Trump's promise in writing that if and when he loses this case in the final adjudication by the appeals court or by the United States Supreme Court, all of the illegally collected tariff money by Donald Trump, all of it collected from Americans and American businesses and only American businesses, all of the Trump tariffs will be refunded to those Americans who paid those illegal tariffs. The Treasury of the United States, where that money was collected, knows exactly how to issue refunds. They issue refunds to many of you, millions of you, every year after you file your tax returns.
But let's not get this twisted. Let's not get it twisted. If you ordered some stuff and a country charged you tariffs, charged you money, you don't get that money back as an individual because you're not a business. Let's be clear. If you ain't a business and you paid Amazon extra money, or you paid Walmart extra money, or you paid anything like that extra money, UPS or whatever, you don't get no money back. The businesses get money back. Let's be clear, okay? He gonna refund them their money back, not you. Let's be clear. And I get it. People want their money back. People want to be whole. These tariff wars should have never happened. But your president, the president y'all voted for, got y'all down this rabbit hole, paying all of these extra taxes, all these extra fees. And come to find out, the Court of International Trade has ruled that this is unconstitutional. Because if you read it, I forgot where I read it, but I read it somewhere that only Congress can make tariffs. Why is this person doing all of these EOs? Because he knows he has to surpass or bypass Congress. Otherwise, he can't do all of these things that he wants to do. Whenever he comes up with a reason to deport people, it's always some obscure ruling regarding law or invasion or that kind of thing. So he makes that stretch, and sometimes he wins and sometimes he doesn't. But he ain't finna win on these international trade. He's not finna win on these tariffs. It's clear. Most of y'all don't know. This is a special court. This is a specific court related to international trade. Okay, this is right above regular courts, but right below the Supreme Court. And this is called the International Court. This is the Court of International Trade. So it goes here, and then the Supreme Court. But 9 times out of 10, any ruling that the International Court, Trade Court has upheld, 9 times out of 10, the Supreme Court is going to uphold it too. So they said it was unconstitutional. Then they said we're going to appeal. Usually they let you appeal, and then you get granted a stay. You can continue doing what you're doing until the final disposition. And the final disposition is June 9th.